everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kat. Today, it's the second video of the whole MSL Q&A kind of section that I want to address a question regarding the differences between the MSLs and the sales in pharma companies. Many people are confused by what each does, and there's a reason for it. In some companies, there may be instances where MSLs and sales representatives collaborate closely or where roles overlap to some extent. However, MSLs and pharma sales reps really play very distinct roles within the pharma companies, each contributing to the overall success of the organization in many different ways. MSLs focus on providing scientific and medical information to healthcare professionals, building the relationship with the key opinion leaders or KOLs, and supporting the clinical education and research. On the other hand, sales reps, their primary responsibilities are to promote and sell the company's products or services to those healthcare providers. That said, some pharmaceutical companies may have integrated teams or hybrid roles where MSLs may engage in certain sales-related activities. For example, they provide some product information or facilitate access to company resources alongside their actual responsibility, including the scientific, medical knowledge. And similarly, sales rep may be trained to provide basic scientific information to support the medical education efforts in addition to their sales duties. And actually, it is essential for companies that merge MSL and sales functions to ensure very clear definition and responsibilities of each role. It is important because it should also adhere to the industry regulation guidelines, because as you can imagine, sales reps and MSLs are incentivized by different things, right? MSLs might have a fixed salary versus sales. They might want to actually push selling more things in order to get bonus or the commissions. So you want to make sure that if you put the MSL responsibilities to the sales, they don't say some fake news in order to promote their products. Maintaining the integrity of scientific exchange and avoiding the conflicts of interest are paramount in such integrated models. So now, let's say sales and MSLs are separate roles in a company. So what are the key differences? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this question. Also, if you're interested in such content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I share more industry career opportunities for advanced degree holders. So first, as I kind of already touched upon, the roles and the responsibilities are very distinct. So MSLs are mostly scientific experts and educators. They act as the bridge between the pharmaceutical companies and the healthcare professionals. And all of those I've mentioned in my previous videos. MSLs focus on building the relationship with key opinion leaders, physicians, researchers, and other healthcare professionals, and that's why the communication skills are so important. They provide the scientific and clinical information about the company's products. They have great discussions about different disease states and shared insights from the clinical trials. If you remember, on the last video, I kind of shared a paper about the clinical trial, and those are the materials that MSLs have to be familiar with in order to educate other healthcare professionals. On the other hand, the sales reps, they are primarily responsible for promoting and selling the products, as I said. So they really concentrate on meeting their sales targets and promoting those products in order to generate revenue for the company. So the strategies they use are very different, right? They focus on the sales and marketing strategies to really persuade those healthcare professionals to prescribe or stock their products. So if you are a healthcare professional, regardless if you're a nurse or a doctor or just work in a medical office, you will notice that the sales keeps coming, right? If you are an ophthalmologist, you always have people come in, drop by, and maybe have different samples on different eye drops, different creams, and those apply to all different doctors' offices. The sales reps, just like any other sales reps, if you're a woman like me, you know how you go to a store to buy your skincare or makeup products, and those sales reps will give you samples, right? Like those little teeny tiny bottles of the serum or the cream. And it's the same thing applied to the medical industry. So the sales rep of pharma companies, they would actually provide samples of their cream or the drug or trial run for a device to those medical offices in order to promote their products again. So that said, the second difference is the nature of interaction. So MSLs really engage in scientific dialogue and discussions with the healthcare professionals. Their goal is not to sell the product. They want to provide unbiased, evidence-based information to support the medical decision making. So again, it's all about education, right? Because that healthcare professional, that doctor, that nurse might not know that clinical trials out there, that new products out there. So they need education, but they're not selling a specific product. They're just telling them, okay, there is this clinical trial out there and this is the results. Ultimately, the decision is made by the healthcare professional. They decide which product to use. However, sales reps, really focusing on presenting the benefit of their products from a commercial perspective, because their goal is, again, the revenue, the sales goals. So their interaction is always about the products, including the samples that I mentioned, but also, compared to other products, why are we good? Why are we better? Why are we the best drugs out there? They also run different promotion activities, right? They organize different events, inviting different speakers in order to give out incentives. They also do many marketing campaigns to increase the visibility of the product. The third difference is the relationship building. Again, I mentioned in many of my videos that MSLs really aim to build this long-term relationship based on the trust, credibility, and their knowledge, right? They provide the value through their scientific expertise and their educational initiatives. And that's why when MSLs jump to another company, their network is their net worth. It's crucial for MSLs to build and maintain such relationships. Sales reps build relationships with the goal of increasing sales. So their interactions are often transactional, centered around promoting and selling the product. So for example, if there's a doctor with a lot of patients, so it could potentially be a large buyer of the product, the sales might focus on that doctor the most, versus MSLs might be unbiased, trying to educate as many doctors or healthcare professionals as possible. Another thing that is different is how they evaluate the performance of an individual. So MSLs, they're evaluated based on their scientific impact. So that includes the quality of interactions, right? The educational initiatives, and how much you contributed to the medical knowledge dissemination. And clearly, most of you know, sales reps are of course assessed based on meeting the sales targets, if they generate any money for the company, as well as if, there's a sales growth. Because again, their pay is linked to the sales that they generate. So sometimes, their salary might be, at this level, but their bonus can be several times of that because of their commission. In addition, how each professional's allocated time is different. So MSLs spend a lot of time thinking about how to engage with different healthcare professionals, stay updated to the latest medical advancements, making sure they really understand the clinical trials and science behind them. So a lot of time spent on the science, educating themselves and educating others. Versus for the sales reps, they allocate more time to direct sales calls, the meetings, and different activities, as I mentioned, to promote their product in order to achieve the sales objectives. Again, while MSLs and sales representatives collaborate within pharmaceutical companies, their roles are very distinct. And I hope that I convinced you on the few points that I've made. MSLs focusing on scientific education, sales focusing on promoting, selling the products. And of course, as you can imagine, they can be overlapped because a PhD can also have very good sales skills, or vice versa. However, to ensure the success of the product scientifically and commercially, it is most beneficial for all stakeholders that two roles should be distinct. So that's all from me, and please let me know if you have any additional questions. If you like this video, please don't forget to thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.